Hey, Shalom. This is
Shalom.
Bruce from GMS New Orleans coming at you with another live lessons. As always, with all praises, glory, and honor to
Humble
Yahweh,
by
Hashem,
Hashem
Yahushua,
Yahushua
by
by
Hashem,
Hashem
Rakakadash.
Rakakadash.
Once again, double honor to our elders, the elders, apostles of GMS. Peace, blessings, and salutations once again to the whole elect. All right. And this is a lesson, just getting into the economy basically, man. How things are pretty much you can see things are shifting, to the point of these devils are getting ready to do a great reset on this economy, man. All right. I think gold is up what? I think it was like 4,800,
For you right now.
45 to 4,800. All right. Uh silver is up. Okay. And you also have the what we see is the housing market is at a standstill, man. All right. Renters not renting and buyers not buying. All right. And then when it comes to selling the home, it takes a long time. It's taking a longer time for people to sell their homes, man. Right. So all different sectors of this economy is basically shot. All right. And these devils when I say these devils, I'm talking about these elites and the big wigs that's running things. They're at a point, all right, of crashing this thing, man. Which the scriptures goes into this economy ultimately crashing. All right. We out there on the highways and byways, we out, we got people around us. You might speak on it a little bit or hear a little things, but a lot of the people, especially our people, you so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, y'all in the stupor, man. You don't know if you're coming or going. All you do is you feel the effects of things around you, but you don't know why. You don't know what's going on. All right. And nor are you in connection with with the power of your Yahweh Shem Shai, right? Your power, right? You're not even in contact and knowing or understanding of why these things are happening, all right? You just thinking, Trump just a bad guy. He don't like us. He don't like these people, all right? Not knowing it's the will of the Lord, You got something?
Yeah, I got the price of an ounce of gold and silver right now, which I'm not too sure on the price of gold, but it says it's at $4,149.73 for an ounce of gold, and then $50 for an ounce of silver.
I think what that website was. I think it was crude oil. Uh, uh, oil crude. I forgot the name of that website. I used to mess with it back in the day. At work. I forgot the name of it. I said if I had my other phone, I would have had it, man. But pretty much, everything is goddamn sky high, man. All right. The prices in the stores are going up. Even Walmart's going up. And then you have the other thing you're dealing with, which a lot of this is regular everyday people, neighbors that you might come in contact in your neighborhood or in my neighborhood, these Edomites and shit, they starting to notice shrinkflation. Like you getting uh, 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 less but it costs so much money, man. All right. And that's how these devils are basically making it now, And you got, like I said, you got regular, average, everyday Edomites are complaining. All right, they hurt. You know, these prices are whooping them down. The grocery prices. Like I say, I got a pretty diverse neighborhood that I live in, and I'm gonna say this: you don't notice, at one time you'll notice people probably make groceries. Like we said, make groceries, but people go buy groceries. All right, kind of similar around the same time of the month, different times of the month. You don't see none of that going on, man. But go ahead.
I got a preset for you. So
Kind
talking about the prices and shit, it goes into shrinkflation too. It's Revelation chapter 6. I'm gonna start at verse 5. And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, "Come and see." And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. The so-called four horsemen of the apocalypse, which just represent, different things that be taking place in the last days.
right.
Verse 6, here's the point. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and three measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. That word penny in the Strongs is denarion, which
Hmm.
goes back to the denarius, which, when you read it in the Strongs, it says that was the ordinary pay, the principal coin, silver coin of the Roman Empire, which today, what would that be? Your dollar, because America's Rome all over again. And it said that was the ordinary pay for a day's wages. So what, three measures of wheat for a penny, and no, a measure of wheat for a penny, and three measures of barley for a penny. So what? A decreasing amount of goods causing damn near your entire paycheck to pay for it, going into shrinkflation, as well as what, the devaluing of the currency.
Hyperinflation too.
Hyperinflation. So all of these things are, in the scriptures, and we're finally seeing it take place in real time. And as the brother was going into, you just think, oh, the orange man's bad, you know we should have voted in Kamala Harris. But no, regardless of who would have gotten in there, these are two horns like a lamb on that dragon. They're still on board with the elite, the agenda of the elites, which is to, liquidate the United States of America, to bring about that NWO, that great RESET, and ultimately have you with those C hips in you.
Yeah, because we had a little shopping strip. Even over here, in most cases, a lot of these businesses been here since mom and pop businesses been up and down this strip since I was a child, and a lot of them are closing. A lot of them are just vacant buildings, man. And then, like even downtown, where we used to teach at, right before they had the attack down here earlier this year. One of the most famous streets in America, all right, Babylon, Canal Street. A lot of those businesses are closed now. And then one place we used to, hold camp at when it rained, it was a jewelry store. That jewelry store been there since, I think, since the 1900s.
One of them old school places.
Yeah, before the 1900s, man. And they closing down, family owned business. And now they're closing the doors, man.
Ain't
Right?
that gutter rat?
Yeah, gutter rat.
So,
even Rubenstein's gutter, them gutter rats, man.
And that Foot Locker that the camp was held at, the Foot Locker been closed.
Yeah, I got this right here. You can go into it too. Oldie but goodie, they keep coming out, man. Keep bringing this one out. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 3. It says, "In the day when the keepers of the house, all right, shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and though they look out of the windows be darkened."
And hey, we know the keepers of the house goes into what these different economists out here, because the etymology of the word economy is housekeeping. So these different economists and Wall Street, these experts trembling because they see the writing on the wall that America is collapsing at all levels. And it says the grinders cease because they are few. The grinding or the working ceasing because there are few workers out here. And just this year alone, I think it's about 1.9 million.
Go to YouTube. I want to see something.
Okay.
Yeah, finish your point too.
1.9 million workers this year alone have been let off. And you got major companies from Nestle to Microsoft to Target to Amazon laying off not just thousands of workers, but tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of workers out here. So, and as I said, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. The average person out here is starting to see that there's no more future prospects in this country. Just go to TikTok, go to any social media platform, type in the cost of living crisis or whatever, and you'll see how many Americans out here are just barely able to keep their head above water.
Yeah, especially in places like Seattle, man, San Francisco, LA. A lot of people are moving out of LA, man, in record numbers.
New York.
That's another one I'm missing. It's another one I'm missing, man. I think it might be either Vegas.
Yeah, Las Vegas is pretty much dead.
Yeah, yeah, there was one of them, man. With people moving out because they can't keep up with the cost of living, man. All right, and it shows you that this place is like this brother. He said a big word, man. is being liquidated. All right, which goes into maritime admiralty laws. All right, these devils know what they're doing. All right, because we went over this time and time again. They run the board. All right, they're running it. They made the uh all this banking in the economy and whatnot. They came up with all this, man. They run this shit. Okay. I'm trying to think of something. Excuse me.
But yeah, I saw something. I'm trying to think what.
You remember that dude Dex Page, the economy dude?
Dex Algo Al.
I'm trying to find him. You know, for you brothers that don't know, you know, a guy by the name of Gerald Salente. You know, he an economist, man. He gets straight to the point. He gets straight to the business on how things are looking for the economy, man. Another guy I'm trying to find the page. It's the Jake that deals with the economy. His name Dex. Well, I think he changed the name of his page. You know, I was gonna give it to you, brothers, but you know, this guy he gets down, man. All right, and they're telling you that it's finna be a big change. You know, which we've been telling you about the change of things that's getting ready to come, because we can't forget, we cannot but go into the MOTB, man, the mark of the beast. All right, the mark of the beast is definitely you can see it. All right, it's here. It ain't we ain't waiting for it no more. It's practically here. All right, they getting ready to institute this thing, man. All right, straight into this new economy. That's why you hearing everything. They prepping you. All right, prepping you and priming you for things. Now that's why you hearing about digital ID, digital this, digital that, man. All right, they're gonna slide you right into the mark of the beast, and they're gonna make it convenient.
I don't know. That's his Dex the Algo Capitalist.
Yes, sir.
But the page is called Post Wave Trading, but he hadn't been posting too much on it, so I don't know if
yeah, 3 weeks ago. Yeah, this the guy page right here, man. You know, for you brothers out there that's up on that, man. All right, another guy, Gerald Salente. You know, he's another guy.
What's his name?
You know, to give you the lowdown, and like I said, in every
to Richard Wolf, brothers like going into him.
Yeah, Richard Wolf, man. If you can see that, for you brothers that's on that type of time, all you brothers should be on that type of time, man. All right. Yeah, which, hey, you might as well say all the brothers around Babylon as preaching and teaching. We are economists too. All right.
Mm-hmm.
We are reporters, economists, you name it, man. Because brothers go into it. All right. Good.
And I just remember what I wanted to say about Las Vegas. You had one lady complaining about how she was a waitress or a server, a bartender or something, and said on a regular night, not even a busy night, regular night, she'd easily make $400 in tips. But now she's saying shit, she's making around $20.
Yeah, I just went to a spot yesterday, and you know you pay for your bill, then you you go to a nice steak place, you pay for your bill, and then they got the tips. The tips are separate from, it's not included in the bill. They wanted $35, $39, and $45, man.
It's another guy, Epic Economist.
Yeah, I would put that. Yeah, there you go.
Which he, for the longest time I thought he was a damn AI voice, but he started showing himself.
Showing his face.
Mm-hmm. Hey, everybody that was not showing their faces before is starting to show their faces and showing that they're a real person, which is another sign of how close we are to the end of things. People just like, look, I might as well just show who I am. Like, it's getting serious out here.
Yeah, let me read that again. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 3. It says,
go down to like 4.
Con. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few. All right, and though they look out of the windows, be darkened. All right, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the grinding, when the sound of the grinding is low.
And the sound of the working is low, the doors shall be shut in the streets because what? Businesses going out of business. You know, a lot of these major businesses laying off workers and closing down certain locations, and then, moving towards AI and automation, which means less people to be needed out here. It's a bunch of different factors coming into place to, lead to the end goal. What, a bunch of unemployed people on a UBI, a universal basic income, which you're gonna need that C-HIP to use.
And one thing too, which this brother know because he kind of deals with it, and a couple other brothers. When you deal with a product that's imported and shipped in here due to the tariffs, it's making it hard to get it.
Oh yeah, the business I work for.
And I would say, and certain people that make their money on bringing in imported goods, it's gonna make them much more rare and much more hard to even get. Matter of fact, it's gonna make people just shut down. Period. I can't keep doing it, and that's what's going on in a lot of places here. Go ahead. What you want to see?
Yeah, with the job I work with, we get a lot of stuff imported from Europe, outside the
Italy.
country, Italy, yeah. And when these tariffs first started, I overheard my boss talking about, I don't we just got to see if Trump, if Nero 47 is serious about these tariffs, or this is just a publicity stunt.
But goddamn, he's serious, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Serious as a heart attack.
That's right, man. And you got guys like this new guy that got elected out there as mayor of New York.
Mamram Zandi,
yeah, talking shit. He's saying what they're not gonna do. We're not gonna abide by this. Well, hey, Trump said, "Well, we'll just arrest you." You seen I put it in there? He said, "Well, we'll just arrest him too."
And just deport you.
Yeah, Nero 47 ain't bullshitting, man. Right? It says, "And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall raise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low."
People, even though you got a lot of people that go online to do job applications now, people that, rise up early to go to different locations to find a job, not finding work. These people filling out applications online. You got people using AI to make their, resume, and still 200 rejections. And with the daughters of music being brought low, just go listen to Pound Town by Sexy Red to let you know how
low
dire the music.
Yeah, how low the music is, man. You look at a nigga like Lil Uzi Vert and see how low the music is going here, man. And these niggas ain't doing no record sales, man. All right?
These people are all, set up by the system to look, like they're popping. All a bunch of social media and streaming artists.
It's smoke and mirrors, man. Just smoke and mirrors. I'm trying to get this other one.
I got that. I got one for you.
Okay.
This is Isaiah chapter 19, and I'll read verse 15. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt.
Oh, that's the one I had. No, you got it, bro. You got it.
Isaiah 19 and 15. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which that's talking about America, spiritual Egypt, Revelation 11, verse 8, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. The head goes into these, higher jobs, to the tail, these lower jobs, which when you look at a lot of these layoffs, it's hitting them at the corporate level, which, the head levels, and then at the tail, the average worker working in the warehouses or the facilities, stuff like that.
White collar, blue collar jobs, pretty much done, man. All right. And these corporations can't keep up, man. These what do they call them? Box chain companies. And you definitely see that mom and pop can't keep up. All right, they can't sustain themselves, man. So this economy, all right, is basically finna implode, man. Whether you jakes out there believe, know it or not, it's true, man. All right, the next big thing getting ready to come down the pipe All right, they're gonna get you down with the digital. From the digital, they're gonna get you. They put it under your skin, man. All right, that's the goal. All right, that's the goal of this whole thing. All right, which is prophesied in the Bible. We can't forget to say that. All right, this is biblical prophecy, man. It speaks of these things, and you can see man is lining up with prophecies of what the scriptures say. All right, they're doing these prophecies been written thousands of years ago. Now man is in line with the prophecies, man. And they're doing just what Yahweh Shai, all right, and the prophets of old said they was gonna do, man. And man is doing it. All right. Even I'm gonna say this, even Nero 47, man. All right. He's the least. They're doing exactly lining up exactly what prophecy says, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. America as a whole, they're lining up what prophecy said about World War III. And the tension of things, even these small hats, all right? Everything is lining up perfectly. You know? That's why we just out here to prophesy the end of things, all right? We ain't in the beginning no more. We prophesying the end of this place, all right? Because that's where we at. Whether you've been on a rock, whether you've been sleep hibernating for 1,000 years or so, well, now that you woke your ass up, this is where we at, man. Go ahead.
God. This is Zephaniah chapter 1. I'm gonna read 10 to 11.
Yep.
I'm gonna jump to 18. Just about what you're saying about how everything from the economy, these world leaders, everything is, perfectly lining up with prophecy. And it shall come to pass in that day, say
Go ahead.
Yahweh, that there shall be a noise of a cry from the fish gate,
Yep.
and a howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills.
Yeah, great crashing from the hills. And what are those hills? Are those the hills that's out there in the wilderness? Is that the hills? Mount Kilimanjaro, I think that's how you said. Mount Everest. No, that's the hills. You look at the stock market, the the Dow Jones. You look at the Dow Jones stock market, the Dow Jones, and all of the different economy graphs. One of the graphs, it looked like a hill. It looked like you see a bunch of lines going up and down. But it's just right here. That's it right there. Probably that other one. That one right there. Yep, yeah, just film on it. No. Yeah. Like this the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Now read that scripture again.
And it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahweh, that there shall be a noise of a cry from the fish gate.
And the fish gate was it was a place of trading, right?
Mm-hmm.
A place of great trading going on. What you have down there in Wall Street and the business district of Manhattan, you have a lot of trading, bonds, stocks, all right, what have you, all right, and they're there to trade on the stock exchange, all right. But this scripture says there's going to be a crashing of the hills, meaning these little hills that's on the stock exchange is going to crash, all right, and very soon. Go ahead.
And this shall be a noise of a cry from the fish gate, and a howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills.
And a great crashing from the hills, meaning these hills, all right. These hills, all right. What is what's the other one? Dow Jones, the
S&P 500.
S&P 500. You know, these are the hills that's going to crash real soon. And these economists, they put it out there. They put these different graphs out there to show. All right, go ahead.
Howl, ye inhabitants of Maktesh, for all the merchant people are cut down, and all they that bear silver are cut off.
Yeah, suddenly it's gonna be cut off, man. And then this fiat currency called the dollar is gonna be no more. All right, it's gonna be no more. And I'm gonna say this too, because this has been going on for some years now. You can't keep shutting the government down, trying to find new ways to patch this up. At some point, Ain't no fixing. You know, which it ain't fixed. All right, it's still a fragile economy, man. You can't keep doing this. This shit been going on for a while now, man.
Mhm.
You know. Go ahead,
Jump down to verse 18. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of Yahweh's wrath.
Yeah, man, and that's what we're talking about. The day of Yahweh's wrath. All right, leading up to World War III. All right, and Yahweh sending Yahweh Shai to come to wreck shop, man. Go ahead,
But the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the
You
land.
see, he's gonna make a speedy riddance all them that dwell in the land, man. All right. So the Lord is gonna come through and wreck shop. That's another thing as a part of this. Cause like we always say, you know, going back for some years, man, everything is gonna be like a domino effect. When one thing starts, everything else is gonna come follow suit right behind it. All right. And it's gonna happen so fast. You Jakes out there, you ain't gonna even be able to keep up. You 2/3, you ain't gonna be able to keep up with things. It's gonna be calamity after calamity after calamity, man. All right. This thing is gonna go down real fast too.
Shit, it's going down
Fast now.
now, con.
Look at it. We just went through this year like a goddamn blur.
Yeah, this year, these last couple of years have been feeling fast, but this one the fastest feeling one so far. So what does that tell you about what 2026 is gonna be?
It's gonna be more vicious too, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Uh, I'm looking for this one. I'm on top of it though.
Con. Let's see. I got that Habakkuk too. If you still wanna.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I got it. You go ahead, because that's the one I was trying to look for too. That's funny.
Con. This is shit. I started verse 5. Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine.
You want to start that with 2, 1?
Kind of, I can start 1.
Yeah.
Habakkuk 2 and 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved.
Yep, go ahead.
Verse 2. And Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. And that's what we're doing right now, about preaching on the highways and byways, as well as putting up these video epistles, making it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. The elect getting in line with Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, getting themselves, spiritually, mentally, and, to an extent physically prepared for the times we're coming into.
That's right.
For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry.
Yeah, though it tarry. And like I said, and it seems like a lot of times things may seem long to us, but things are happening in the heavens real fast, super fast, man. All right.
Seconds.
Yeah. So though it tarry, wait for it, man. You have to wait. You got to be patient. That's another thing apart. That's another thing about this truth. You have to suffer. You have patience too, man, while you're suffering, while we are waiting, man. All right. Because like I said, if you blink, you might miss a part of the movie. You might miss some things, man. So we're going to see this thing out,
Mm-hmm.
Weird out.
Hey, Apostle Tahar's been saying lately, it's like it used to be you missed a day of the news, you missed a lot. But he said, you miss an hour, shit, you miss a minute, you missing a lot.
Yeah, man.
Some fast and furious things that coming.
Yeah, you brothers out there, you need to, if you're not watching the news, you need to watch the news, man. You need to be in tune and knowing what's going on. Somebody asks you something, or a brother, or elder asks you something, you should be on point with it, man.
Because it's to the point to where, I got family members or whoever never used to talk about politics or anything. Just conversation can't help but go towards politics and current events, because that is where it's at right now. The bullshit and the cute shit is over with.
Yeah, man. All that bouncing around, frolicking, and them days are over with, man. Things are getting serious about a minute. Out of seconds, man. You know, and like I say, a lot of you out there, like you seen me, I put the video with Corey Holcomb. Oh, Jake's starting to see how things are getting down, man. You know, and it's starting to be aware of the surroundings and how they looking to people. You know,
everybody looking like a snack and a come up out here.
Yeah.
A lick.
Yep.
Brothers can't be, you know, flossing like that out there. Cause hey, these people are getting hungrier by the day
and desperate, man. Like they're already didn't start robbing banks down here. You know, I put it in there. I say, oh, it's already starting. We were just talking about it at camp, and then, like I said, a day or two later, they already starting to hit banks. People starting to just wig out, man. Go ahead, Art.
Verse 5. Well, verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yeah, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire is hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied.
And who is that talking about? It's talking about the so-called white man, all right, which y'all, you biblical Edomites. It says soul which is in him is not upright in him. Then it also says he transgressed by wine, he's a proud man. All right. Need to keep it at home. What else it says?
Who enlargeth his desire is hell, and is as death.
And that's the point. He is as death. So wherever this devil go around the world, wherever he go, he brings death, man. Destruction. All right. Pestilence. Diseases, man. All right. He just a walking. This devil was a walking plague, man. All right. Go ahead, Doc.
So was that pale horse back in Revelation chapter 6 was that I saw a pale horse, and death and hell followed with him.
I got that wine too for you. This is Proverbs chapter 4, verse 16. So it says, they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall, because they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence, man. You know,
the wines, all the different things Esau comes with,
different philosophies,
capitalism, you know, the Republican versus Democrat, all these things. He's got you people, you know, looking in one direction at, while he's, you know, bringing about his whole other thing behind the scenes, which is what it's about to go into.
Which I'm gonna say this too. You political Jake, you're not a part of that, man. You know, your man speaking in a whole other language. You're not. It's never been intended for you people out there to have some type of say so with the government. You learned that way back with the plebeians and what it is,
the plebeians and the
patricians, man. That was all illusion. It's like today's time. You got all type of fashions of groups. You got the left wing, right wing. You got the liberals. You got that's another one. Conservatives, and you got one is like
libertarian.
It's another one.
Green Party.
Yeah, you got all type of shit, man.
Socialists, communists. Which, you know, that's a strong delusion and wine that he gave you people, because when you look at any rulership throughout history, what ruler ever gave his subjects, you know, the power to make decisions on how to run his kingdom? What Esau did is he still got the elites are still the ones in control, but then they rocked you to sleep by giving you the illusion of choice to make you think you got to say. So instead of looking at him messing everything up, you think, oh, well, if that asshole would have voted how I believe we should have voted for things, then the country would have been better. So I'm going to look at, you know, my neighbor as the enemy instead of the elites, who are the true problem.
Yeah. It ain't been had you people in the chokehold for years, especially you Edomites, man. Because they didn't get what in the state of Virginia in 1681, they gave you this title as being white, you know, just so you don't kill them and wake up and join the blacks. They gave you the title called white, and you ran with it thinking you was a part of them.
And gave you some crumbs.
Yeah. Crumbs, man. Then it all took it away through really through this economy, man. You know, y'all running that rat race called having jobs and shit, you know, buying homes and mortgages and it then took everything away from you. Don't own shit here. You don't own your car. You don't own your house. You don't own your goddamn children, man.
Land,
Land, nothing, man. But yet you think you so high, you know?
because you can go get an Audi or something, or a boat, or the little trinkets you're allowed to get. Just
And that Finkelstein guy said that he's like, yeah, we basically was talking about the Edomites here in America, how they got you buying sports cars, they got you buying your little trinkets and shit, and thinking you got crumbs. All right, you got duped, you got sold snake oil, man.
when you think about what you have compared to what the elites have, they've got nations of people under their control. They got lands, resources. They've got the media, which they use to manipulate you. That's that's the wealth and the power they have. While what you living in a neighborhood with a Jake who's doing better than you now, living down the street
Yeah, these elites, they thinking on a what it is,
on a ruler
a
mindset.
ruler mindset. And they dealing with compound nouns, man, meaning they control people, places, things, and thoughts. All right, they control the thoughts of people, man. They worrying about you fucking backwoods honkies, man.
Hey,
They control you. You know.
they
Look
gave
at-
you another wine, Nero 47, MAGA, which when you go back to what MAGA means, it goes into a high level warlock.
Yep. It's like they fooled you niggas years ago with they rocked you niggas to sleep with Barack Hussein Obama, man. That was a big. I know the elites was dying laughing when they gave you a goddamn Hemite, and you thought y'all thought y'all was one with him.
A sodomite at that.
Then they turn around and give y'all Nero 47 for you Edomites, and y'all think, oh yeah, it's the good old days are back, and then rocked you to sleep, man. You know, shit crazy, man.
And Sleeping Joe said it best when you had these patriot groups when he was president, talking about, hey, we're gonna overthrow the government. Sleepy Joe's like, yeah, you've got an AR-15, but the U.S. government has F-16s and drones. Like,
And meaning, AKA, they don't want mind using them on your ass either, man. I think you always bring that movie out. You say, dude was fucking with drones or some shit, and say, oh, they're gonna use them.
They had a movie called Dope about some Jakes over in California selling drugs, and one of the Jakes was watching drone strikes over in Iraq or Afghanistan, and he's like, "Yeah, fucking get them niggas over there." And he's like, "Man, you know what you talking about right there?" He said, "Yeah, they killing terrorists." He's like, "Hey, what are you gonna do when they start droning Oakland, Crenshaw, Chicago, naming all places where Jake, lives at?"
Yeah, naming all places where they starting to bring these, gonna start bringing these troops in, man.
They already are, got ICE, National Guard.
Hey, show you that movie ain't far off, man. All right, as soon or later that's gonna become a reality.
And in Civil War, which brothers got to go back and watch that movie, because as we get deeper into Nero 47's presidency, that movie becomes much more relevant, because when it first came out, it was a real cryptic kind of movie. Like, it kind of didn't seem like all these different little things happening here and there. It just kind of seemed real random. But going back and watching it now, hey, all these things are making sense. But they had one scene where the main characters, who were journalists, they were on their way to Washington, D.C. to, try to get an interview with the president before they deleted him. And they were saying, so what kind of questions you going to ask the president? And one of them was like, Mr. President, what made you decide to authorize airstrikes on U.S. citizens?
Show you, and like I say, that's a form of what we know in the truth. That's a form of black magic that these elites do. They show you something, all right, before they do something. They show you through television, sitcoms, and movies, man, so that karma that don't come on them. Well, we told you. We didn't tell you directly, but we told you. We showed you what our play. It showed you with 9/11. All right, just like what's the other movie? Because we always bring out movies that reference a lot of things that we talk about, or scriptures. Wolf on Wall Street or something like that. I think it's called something about Wolf. The Wolf of Wall Street. They show you how the economy get down, man.
Oh yeah, with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they show you, man.
Another movie just called Wall Street. You know, a bunch of these movies.
Yeah. Would you have anything else?
I finish out in here because this is what he's using this wine to do. Ultimately, do what? But gathered unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Using this wine to keep you divided, while behind the scenes he's working towards what? Get everybody under that one world banner, the one currency, the one order, the one government, which is the one end goal that they have.
Yeah.
Because here you have them talking about all this politics and stuff like that, you know, riots and no kings protests. But behind the scenes, you got Larry Ellison of Oracle, Sam Altman of OpenAI,
Yeah, the Ferrari guy. Oh,
Noah Yuval Harari, all these, you know, tech people in Nero 47's administration talking about surveillance, using Palantir and Oracle to, you know, scope social media and the internet for disinformation and what? Digital IDs and CBDCs or cryptocurrencies.
yeah. You gonna have to get you gonna have to get the okay to get on the internet. All right. And they're gonna monitor what you watch on. You're gonna better watch us. That's why they say the doors, the curtains of this truth doors of this truth is suddenly closing, man.
Mhm.
All right. The family of the word is gonna be here too. Rich is here now. He already, you know, striking pages and taking your information out. They ain't striking, they just take the whole page, take the whole video down,
Or take you got a 20-minute video, but it says, oh, it's 4 hours before it uploads. It's just doing whatever they can to, you know, stifle the word from going out.
Right.
But this is verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay, which when you go to that word clay in the Strongs, it's H5671, abatya, which in the outline of biblical usage says heavy debts,
Yep.
weight of pledges, something pledged, you know, pawn goods, all that.
Yeah, but the point is heavy debts, man. That was it.
Yeah, that was it in there.
Okay. And you best believe America is laden in heavy debts, man. We were talking about that this weekend with the debt clock. Then your brother says what up there into like 38, almost close to 40 trillion, man. Which these elites, they have the power and the money to make this shit go, but they're not gonna make it go, all right? They got other plans for this place, man. Right? Like they didn't already said, they didn't say this going back years ago that they didn't got all the juice out this rock, all right? All the blood out this rock is gone. So now it's time to move to another phase, Yeah, but with that, we're gonna end it right here. It was to the point. As always, we're gonna end it by giving honors and praise to Yahweh. Once again, double honors to our elders, the elders apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations again to the whole elect. Till next time, Shalom.
Shalom.